Time for the 49ers Rush podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? It is the off season, but man, I've missed my friend. Next to me, as always, with the John and Wayne show on Tuesday, even though we're a little bit earlier. We'll talk about that in a bit. Wayne, how are you, my friend? It has been too long. It has been too long.
Yeah, because I mean, you be out there on the Swiss Alps, man. You getting it in. Listen, once the 49ers season ended, John said, "Peace, deuces,
Yep.
I'm out. I need a
I
break."
did.
But I do miss you, bro. But things are going great. Things are going very well.
Dude, it's people don't understand, like, football season long, and I'm so thankful. I wish it was longer. But you put so much into it, you get exhausted, and so sometimes you got to take a break. And so, like, it's funny because when you're your own boss, like we are, we're the worst boss in the world because
Right.
we don't take breaks. I
Right.
mean, Wayne literally finished the season traveling all over the place. Then he goes straight to the Senior Bowl. This dude is just freaking grinding. How was your Senior Bowl experience, by the way?
Well, let's talk about the experience, period, right? Because we lose in Philly. I gotta walk the walk of shame on the streets of South Broad. I gotta get out of there. I find a restaurant near my hotel, Ruby Tuesdays. I mean, they asked me like, "Are you sure you want to eat here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I need to eat." And I didn't go to sleep. And then I got right on the airplane and went straight to Alabama, which I flew into Montgomery. Not knowing this is what I learned. Shout out to Steph Sanchez because she
She's the
taught me.
best, man.
This is what she taught me. She said, "Hey, Breezy," said, where you staying?" I'm like, "I'm here." She's like, "I'm here." Well, they're leaving on Thursday because she's gonna drive back to New Orleans, which is where she flew into. I say, "New Orleans? Where's New Orleans?" She was like, "Oh, it's like 2 hours away." I'm like, "Are you serious? There's another state closer to where I had to drive from Montgomery to get to Mobile?" The Mobile drive was 3.5 to 4 hours. It was 4 hours for me. Stop that.
I've made
First
that
thing I
drive a few
saw when I
times.
got there, John, was a Waffle House, and you already know it's an automatic stop. I must have ate Waffle House 5 days in a row, bro. Like,
I
can't
love it,
beat the
man.
$11 breakfast, bro.
I love it. Yeah, it's amazing. Now, I will say this, and I'm excited because we're going to be talking draft a lot this offseason, no doubt about it. And so we'll get through some of your guys that you really liked or didn't like or you think are good fits. We'll cover a lot of that this offseason. We're going to keep doing the John and Wayne show. We're going to keep this sucker rolling all offseason. Now, we are going to be doing it earlier. So if you're catching us live, you already know. And here's why. This is what's great. Wayne is going to be doing some Celtics coverage. He's a green Irish fan, I guess you could say. And so he's going to be doing that. So we're moving this up just a little bit. So around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll be going live. Oh, we got Johnny in the house. What's up, Johnny?
So Johnny was the best part of the Senior Bowl.
He's awesome, dude. I'm mad I haven't got to hang out with him in person.
Wait, can I get 3 minutes to explain Johnny Dell? So
Bring it on, man. This dude is incredible.
It was the coolest meeting I've ever met in my entire life. And here's why. So he calls me, he says, "Hey man, this is where I am." And I'm like, "All right." And so I'm like, "Dude, did you get your credentials and stuff? Because I feel like you're sitting on the real side of where everybody is, right?" And so he's like, "Yeah, I got my credentials. I'm here." But so I get into the thing and I can't find him. So he's looking for me. I'm looking for him. We find each other, and it was like a match made in heaven, bro. I think we literally stopped watching the Senior Bowl. And we just started talking about what plays we could draw up for the San Francisco 49ers, like going forward. I was like, yo, his brain is just wired differently. Johnny, you are the man. And I just want you to know that. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to his channel, Johnny Dale Football Academy. He's putting out really great content. But just to be able to sit there and talk X's and O's, and dude, like he don't know this, but my other phone was recording. everything.
Ah.
Sturdy. You know what I'm saying?
I
Shout out.
love it, man. It's like a coaching clinic, man. You get so much from, just talking to different people. And I do want to say we're going to be bringing in a lot of guests on the show during the off season. It's a time to kind of step back. And a big reason why I bring on guests, one, because I enjoy the conversation, but two, I want you guys to find new content creators that you like. There's plenty of space for everybody. There's plenty of room for everybody to eat at this table, which I love. What's up, Kevin? He says, on to the next season. I'm recharged and ready to go. I freaking love it, man.
That's what's up, Kev, because I'm
I
still
love it.
recharging, bro. Like I need I'm just still recharging. I'm still
Yeah.
recharging. I'm going to enjoy this off season. I'm going to enjoy every second of it because it's full throttle come May, bro.
Yeah, you bring it up, and I just kind of created some new off-season banners and just some times. And so like the important dates that we've got on the agenda, for this off-season, what it is we're looking for, because the NFL, if they've done anything correct, it's to constantly keep the conversation going on the NFL. Doesn't matter what's going on. We're not too far away. February 27th is the scouting combine. That's it. It's 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks, bro.
2 weeks the combine.
I may be at the combine. I forgot to tell you that.
Dude, I hope you're there, man. I really do hope you're there. I was talking to the wifey, and I was like, man, you want me to go out to this thing or not? And she's like, you can go if you want to. And I knew she was saying
that wasn't that wasn't no.
Because usually she's like, yeah, you go ahead. But again, if I go to the combine, that means probably a game I don't get to go to later on. So I'm like, I'm stockpiling picks, right? I'm Trent Balking 7th round picks right now. So 2 weeks, we got a scouting combine, March 15th, free agency. So exactly 1 month, we're going to figure out who this 90-man roster, how that's going to shake out. April 17th, offseason workout begins. April 27th, right? So we're 2 months and 2 weeks out from the draft, which I'm excited about. And I want to put this feeler out there. I haven't talked to Wayne about it. We're contemplating possibly getting together a draft watch party. Not like what we did last year with, live telestrating the picks and all that stuff, but basically one of our parties in the San Francisco, San Jose area, just to get together day 2 and day 3. So yeah, if that's something you think would be interested in, go ahead and hit us up. Email me 49ersrushpodcast@gmail.com or on Twitter or whatever. Just want to gauge the interest to see if that's something people would want. Then May 5th or May 12th, we got rookie minicamp, late May OTAs, and then late July training camp, and it's full swing again, baby. So we just keep rolling. Rolling.
And the draft this year is in Kansas City, which I wanted to go because I just wanted the barbecue. That's the only reason why I was going.
The barbecue is incredible, man.
That's the only reason why I wanted to go. But then when you reminded me that we don't draft to the 3rd round, which would be late in the 3rd round on top of that, I was like, let's figure something else out.
Now, yeah, and that's correct. So, sticking with this idea of draft picks, the 49ers have 11 draft picks scheduled currently. Why do I say scheduled? The NFL has not officially awarded the comp picks yet. And so might be 10, but probably going to be 11. And so in the lower banner that's scrolling, if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or wherever, you can kind of see we've got 3 3rd-round picks, 3 5th-round picks, 1 6th, and then 4 7th-round picks. And the first pick's probably going to be around 98 or so that 100. So you don't have a pick at the top 100, really. But that's not the 49ers are going to do fine. They're going to redshirt some guys. They're going to get some guys, and we'll have draft content covered. But yeah, so that's kind of where that is. I don't know. Yeah, it didn't really make sense to travel out to Kansas City, but I do have a question. And I wanted to bring this to you right off the bat. This is from Richard Giles. He emailed me. It might be Giles. I apologize if I said it wrong. He wants to talk about the center position. And I think this is key because most questions for 3 years now have been around the center position. And so I want to ask you, Wayne. He says, in my opinion, center is one of the most important positions we need to upgrade this offseason. So my question to you is this. Brindle's a free agent. I think he's going to get around $5 to $8 million per year. He's past 30 years old, doesn't have a lot of experience. Would you, 1, bring back Brindle, 2, draft a center, or 3, go with a big free agent, or 4, I know there's a lot of options. Do you go with somebody in-house like Nick Zakelj or Jason Poe? Wayne Breezy, you're in charge. You're the general manager. What's your plan at the center position?
I think that's a great question. Because when you look at in-house, you have to say, well, who's a natural center here? And is it Zakel? Because he has been on the roster. He never made it to the practice squad. They made sure they kept him. He was
Protected him.
inactive, but they would not let him go. That should tell you something right there. Was he 6th-round draft pick? So that's to tell you something about the 6th-round draft pick, that they see something in him, and he got to sit behind Brendel. But it's interesting, right? I wrote an article about this, about making Brendel will the 49ers make him the center of attention? And you got to look at what he did
I
right
see what you
now.
did there. I see what you did there.
Hey, the word listen, bro. It's something about the word play, because it's just something I don't know. But listen, I grew up watching the Ichabod Marker and picture page. All right, here we go. So when you look at Brindle, right, you're saying, what has he done to help this team? Well, he clearly drastically improved throughout the season. He found a way to build continuity. And I kept saying he was going to be Trey Lance's center. And then once Trey Lance got hurt, because they were together and practice squad, all that type of stuff. That's what they did. They built some type of chemistry. And then when Jimmy Garoppolo was inserted, you kind of seen the dip. And then once they got comfortable, you kind of see this play up go. And then back to Brock Purdy, the play just got better. He just became like a better player. Not only that, he finished as a Pro Bowl alternate. So you're saying he's not going to get that much money. But there are some centers out there. There's only one center that I would think about bringing in that I think would be an upgrade over Jake Brendel. And
Who's
that's
that?
Connor McGovern from the New York Football Jets.
You know what's funny is there's 2 Connor McGoverns that play center, and they're both free agents this year.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, the Dallas, who played guard and center, Connor McGovern, and then there's the Jets. You're talking about the Jets one.
Yes.
Now, according to Spotrac, his estimated contract is going to be around $12 million per year. Like, he's going to get paid.
But you asked for an upgrade, and I only pay that if I know he's going to be an upgrade. You get a better run blocking center, you get a better pass protecting center. So clearly he would be an upgrade. I feel like personally that the 49ers probably should use that money to upgrade at the center position. Kyle Shanahan has done it the majority of his career since he's been here. Think about Weston Richburg, upgrade, right? Think about Alex Mack, upgrade. This is the season for the upgrade. So I think Giles, the question that you asked, I think I'm going to go with the option where John was talking about free agency and upgrading at the center position. Could you bring Brendel back? You can. You know what you're going to get with him. But if you want to upgrade at the position, I like Connor McGovern from the New York Football Jets.
I like it. And, Big Papa says, here's my assessment of what Brendel was. And again, it just depends on what you want. Brendel was the Iron Man of the offense. He took the most snaps. He didn't miss a game. He had the most offensive snaps, which is great. Dependability, great. Pass protection, where the 49ers have kind of, I wouldn't say struggled, but that's been the most critical thing. He's great. He just doesn't fit the Kyle Shanahan offensive run scheme. He does not. Athleticism's there. Just the power functionality. Big Papa says he was on his backside quite often. That dude's on the ground a lot. Cannot maintain at the point of contact.
And a lot of penalties too, right? Because he's trying to get off and get quicker.
And turnovers early. Yeah. He corrected that though. He corrected that. So
definitely.
I wouldn't be mad if they brought back Brendel. I thought that he played way better than everybody had anticipated. But again, a big reason why the run game wasn't what it should have been, it circles right there around him. You nailed it. Now, a couple other names that I had circled. I like Connor McGovern was my top guy as well. He'll be the top paid free agent center. Garrett Bradbury, Minnesota, similar scheme. Athleticism fits it. $11 million projected.
He was my number 2.
Ethan Posick from Cleveland as well. Similar scheme. He's projected closer to Brendel, maybe a little more, $7 to $8 million. So you've got options there. You really, really do. So we'll kind of see where that is. Now, here we go. We've got a lot of good comments. Sonia, I just want to say thank you. Listen, look at this comment, Wayne. This is awesome. She says, I appreciate you guys logging on and putting out content. I don't have any 49ers friends or family except for my brother. No one I know cares about the 49ers woes. We got you. I remember being young when we were kids, and the season ended, Wayne.
Oh man, it was like I had to pick up a different sport. But there was no content. There was nothing. You had to wait. And me personally being on the East Coast, there's no 49er news over here. So at least y'all have the news if something broke out. Like y'all can watch it on TV, those that live on the West Coast. But Sonia she's not subscribed to my channel. I don't think I've ever seen Sonia. So if she's looking for another 49er friend and another content show, she might want to go subscribe to the channel. Should be in the link.
Just type in the Wayne Breezy, baby. Just type in the Wayne Breezy.
Super
It's where it is. It's such, you guys, you crush it, man. And also, let's talk about this because you're down. You're every Monday, Wednesday, Friday this offseason, correct?
Offseason, we're down to. I'm glad you mentioned that. I am down Monday, Wednesday, Friday, still 11 a.m.
God, that's awesome. And I think, can I come on?
And then
Friday?
John is on the Friday show at 11 a.m. So that's what it is. So John is going to get up extra early for you, and he's going to have breakfast and coffee with Breezy every Friday. We're going to have a great off season. This is going to be awesome.
There we go. There we go. But here we go. A couple other questions. Mark, what's up, Mark? He says, John, you think we're going to trade in the draft? Typically, the answer is hell yes, multiple times.
Too many picks, Mark.
But the crazy thing is last year, not one trade. Not one trade.
But okay. So it worked out, right, John? But they drafted a bunch of players. Now, they might have did that just to bring guys into camp and see if they could come in and get acclimated to the system because you know, what's that saying about the treasure? One man's treasure lost, but whatever.
Yeah.
Even though the 49ers drafted them, they also released those players, but other teams might have picked them up. Those players might get released again, and guess what? They'll end up having a job with the San Francisco 49ers, and guess what it's going to cost the Niners? 0 to nilch. And that's what they do. The Niners organization is a machine. It's like they figured it out. It's like almost figuring out the algorithm. They have an algorithm, and they said, "Hey, man, it's gonna take a couple of years so we can build this, build that, whatever." I think it's built. So John might be right. They might not trade one single draft pick and draft every one of those picks, every one of them, and we're gonna be like, "How are we gonna sign all 10 of these Mickey Figgies?" We not. We didn't.
It's gonna be hard. It's interesting if you look at where they currently are. The 49ers currently have 48 players signed. Now, they just signed Marcelino McCrary-Ball, who was an undrafted free agent last year, linebacker. He actually received the biggest bonus of all the UDFAs last year. So they brought him back. So now we're at 49. You've got to get to 90. Got to get to 90, and then you cut down to 53. So, yeah, we'll see kind of how that goes.
How interesting, John, that he didn't get a futures contract and got a 1-year deal.
They really like him. They really like him. And with Aziz is gone. I mean, you saw, I don't know if you guys saw the cut up the NFL did where it's Fred Warner's mic'd up and he's hugging Dre Greenlaw and he's hugging Aziz at the end of the game. And they're just saying, love you guys. Wish we could have got it together. Like everybody knows, like he gone. G-O-N. He gone. Happy for him.
But the way I say he's gone. And he's going to be a Mike linebacker for the Houston Texans. Like it's clear and present danger for everybody. D'Amico's going to get his guy.
I think so. I think you're right. Now, sticking with this trade conversation, Jason says, if Houston calls up, do you drop Trey for the 12th overall pick? I have my take. I want to hear Wayne's first.
You sure you want to hear my take? Because it's all right. So, all right. Now, I love Trey Lance, and I wanted to draft Trey Lance. And here's the thing. It all depends on how much you believe in Purdy. And I personally would want to recoup something for a guy because you can't have two quarterbacks. That's just not, it's not kind of like how it worked. Didn't work with Joe Montana and Steve Young. It just doesn't work. Like somebody, and it's a role thing, right? It's a mental role thing, right? Because one quarterback has to be inferior to the other at some point, and that's not how these kids play, man. That's not how typically human beings are. Nobody wants to be inferior, right? You want to be the superior, especially if you have that dominant gene. I feel like that's what happened back in the day. I think we want to avoid any of that. So so it won't be just the 12th though, Jason. So it's got to be a better deal for me. It's got to be the 12th, maybe a next year's 3rd, and a year after that's 3rd. That might be too much, but that's what it's going to have to be because I don't want to trade him. But if the deal is sweet,
I don't think the 12th overall pick is even close. Now, here's where I would say, and I'm with Big Papa here. He says, do not trade Trey. We need a strong quarterback room with great convictions. We got one healthy quarterback right now. That's
no,
it.
we don't. We don't have any healthy quarterbacks.
He's still got another week. Another week.
So here's the thing. You don't have any healthy quarterbacks. You do need a strong cornerback room. I agree. And you do want these two guys coming back. The reason why you don't make the trade is not because of that. The reason why you don't make the trade is because of their contracts. And so, like, that is why you don't make the trade. But, like I said, if D'Amico Ryans and Nick Cassero and all those guys over there want to just offer, I mean, you would be silly not to get a return on your investment, right? At least
I don't think so. I think it's the investment will be on the field. Again,
okay.
Okay, so here's a question that I got earlier this week, and I like this. This was by Brick on Twitter. He says, assuming Purdy is healthy, who do you think starts week 1, Lance or Purdy? Now, my take is current situation. I think Trey Lance starts week 1.
Well, I know why.
Because again, Purdy's injury. Now, if Purdy never got hurt, Brock Purdy would have started.
Yes,
and that's different. So the fact that they're both cheap. Why unload on Trey now at the I'm a buy low, sell high. I'm not a sell high, buy low. And that's just not what I want to do. I think I said it
John, if I offered you the second pick, and
that's different. That's different than the 12.
But then that's buying low, sell. That's what I'm saying. Like, so like if the Houston Texans or if any team offered a fat deal, you're not going to get 3 first-round picks, guys. So stop.
Yeah.
But if they offered you a fat deal, and you're sold that Purdy's going to be fine, you know it's going to take your team 3 to 7 weeks to get together anyway. You can try. You just try to go 500. This is what the 49ers have been doing for the past several years. They go close to 500 as can be, and then they hit a button.
I'll say this, my price, John Chapman, every single player is tradable, right? If I could get a first and a second this year, and that first was the top 12 pick. So, you're looking at Houston's picking 12. The Jets are picking 13. Both need quarterbacks, both no Trey, both probably interested in Trey. If you give me a first and second, and both those picks are top 50 picks, then I would have the conversation. But personally, I don't think I would. I don't want to trade Trey. I want 2 quarterbacks. I want 2 quarterbacks on rookie deals. Everybody's saying, why didn't we have a good 4th quarterback? We should have had a better 4th quarterback. Now everybody wants to trade the 2nd quarterback or first, however you look at it.
It's because they feel like Trey. It's because of what they saw from Brock, and they don't know what they're going to get from Trey. So let's really have the conversation because that's what it is. And it's the unknown of Trey. Now you and I believe in the unknown because of the ceiling. And I know people be like, well, how do you know his ceiling is? Because we know what he can be capable of doing if he gets the opportunity to go out there and do it. We saw what Trey Lance was able to do against an NFL defense when he's able to sit back, fake the handoff, drop back, find the read. He can hit the throws. Where does Trey Lance struggle? Probably in that short passing game. He's just not comfortable in it yet. So you got to give him reps. Therefore, I don't want to trade Trey Lance, period. But there comes a time where every man has a price. And I do
agree with that.
I don't know.
We've heard him say over and over again, we'll listen to talks on anybody. We'll trade anybody.
You're right.
And, Coach Cruz says, man, unless we are not seeing something, why are we giving up on this kid already? I'm not giving up on Trey. I don't think Wayne is either at all.
No, I'm not giving up on him. I'm just saying more so. All right. So guys, let's look at this 2 sides. Let's look at it let's do 3 sides, right? Let's look at it from the fan perspective. Let's look at it from a football perspective. And then let's look at it from a business side.
Yeah.
There's 3 sides to every transaction. So I'm kind of looking at it more from the business side because I want Trey Lance to come out here and punch the whole world in the mouth. That's what I want. I just know that there's business involved, and when business involved, there's politics as usual, and when there's politics as usual, stuff happens.
And so, from a business perspective, though, this is like the ultimate quarterback room. Look at what Celestial just said
I
right here in the chat. 2 starting level quarterbacks, both on rookie deals.
Yeah.
One you can win with, Purdy. The other has potential to be a superstar. Potential just means you haven't done it yet. That's Lance. Why not have both? Like,
because what if you trade Lance, get a first round pick, you don't draft a quarterback because clearly you can find one that can fit your system because you got one in the 7th round. So you draft another guy somewhat, you bring him in here, let him learn the system as like the way Brock Purdy did, and now you bolster up your team with something you really need, like defensive edge rusher.
Yeah, I get that, and I totally do. Kevin says our quarterbacks get hurt every year. Leave that room strong. Keep both. Big
It's not
Papa,
strong right now, though.
you don't think it is strong?
No.
I would say there are
need one more.
15 plus teams. I'd say half the league would choose the 49ers quarterback room over their current quarterback room. There are a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of teams that need QBs right now.
I don't think the room is strong. I think they need a solid veteran in there. I don't know who that third quarterback is going to be.
Okay, can we play this? I want to play this game. This is going to be fun. Let's go through the NFL and count how many teams, according to Wayne, you would take over our quarterback room. Okay. I'll eliminate the obvious ones. Okay. Let's start with the AFC East. Miami. Would you rather have Miami's room or the 49ers? Tua, with those injury concerns, lack of ceiling.
It's Tua, and I think Bridgewater's a free agent. I'll take the Niners.
Okay, so there's one. New England Patriots. Mac Jones or Trey Lance and Brock Purdy?
I'll take the Niners.
Okay, Jets.
I'll take the Niners.
That's easy. All right. Let's see here. Pittsburgh. You want Kenny Pickett? And
no, he looks promising. Like he looks like he can be something.
Does he look like Brock Purdy?
Well, I mean, but Brock Purdy had the all-star fucking squad, bro. Like you look, Kenny Pickett when Kenny Pickett's first game, he looked. This was before Brock Purdy played. He looked like he was about to be amazing. Then the league figured him out, and then he just wasn't. So I don't know.
You got to decide.
I'll still go with the Niners room.
Okay, that's 4. Cleveland. They got Watson. We'll leave that one alone. Jacksonville, leave that one. Tennessee. Tannehill.
I don't even know. I don't think Tannehill's going to be there. I'll go with the Niners.
Okay, that's 5. Indianapolis. That's
Niners.
6. Houston, 7. Mm-hmm. What about Denver? Would you rather have Russell Wilson or what the 49ers have?
Yep.
Russell Wilson or Niners?
Yep. I'd rather have Russell Wilson.
Okay, so that's 7 in the AFC. Now let's go over to the NFC. The Giants. Would you rather have Daniel Jones or what we got?
That's a good question because you know who I thought about the 49ers to try to sign as a free agent?
Jones.
You better believe it.
He's going to get 30 million plus.
You want to talk about quarterback room being strong? You get him, Brock, and Trey on the same squad.
So much money. All right, you got to pick one. Giants or Niners?
I'm going with definitely going to go with the Niners. Because he's not there. He's not going to be
Washington? There. No. That's 9.
Yeah.
Minnesota. Would you rather have Kirk Cousins or you'd take Kirk Cousins?
Especially if Kirk Cousins was a Niner, we win in the Super Bowl.
All right, Jared Goff. What about the Lions?
I like Jared Goff over Brock Purdy and Trey Lance right now.
Okay.
But we're talking about rooms. So I'm putting up these quarterbacks against 2 guys. I don't know who these backup quarterbacks are.
We'll consider that wash. We won't count it. You're taking Goff over them. Green Bay, no. What about Fields? Would you take Fields or Trey Lance?
I like the Niners.
Okay, Tampa Bay.
Niners.
Yeah, that one's okay. That's 10. Carolina.
Niners.
11. New Orleans Saints. They don't have anybody. 12.
Niners.
Falcons.
Niners.
13. Seattle. You want Geno or do you want
free agent too? Would you consider bringing him in?
No, he's going to get paid 30 million plus for
30
Seattle.
million for what? Oh, well, he was highly
it's the way it is,
accurate this year. Okay, I got you. I still take the Niners.
Okay, that's 14. Rams. You want Stafford with a year left, maybe 2 years left, or do you want the young potential?
I'm trying to win the Super Bowl. Give me Stafford.
Okay, and then Arizona. You want Kyler Murray?
Damn, I'll take the Niners.
Okay, that's 15. That's 15 teams that
less
you
than
would take
half.
the Niners quarterbacks. That's half. There's only 32 teams. So that puts the Niners
Less than
at
half.
16th,
Mhm.
right? So that's 16, 17, right there in the middle. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting, man. I like it's not the ideal quarterback room, but my philosophy has always been this. You are either a top 5 quarterback or you're getting a top 5 quarterback. Like, if you do not have a top 5 guy, you're trying to get one. That's why I don't like Dak Prescott. That's why I don't like Kirk Cousins. That's why I don't like Derek Carr. That's why I didn't like Jimmy Garoppolo long-term plan. That's because they will never, ever be a top 5 quarterback. They cannot. They're too limited. Now, Brock Purdy, when he was in the league with that surrounding cast, was a top 5 quarterback. I don't give a damn what anybody says.
And
You look
easily.
at Trey Lance, who has not shown what he can be. He's played 3.5 games. But there is a potential he could be there. Doesn't mean he will, but that's what you and I loved about him. So I am not taking the 12th overall pick for Trey Lance personally. That's me. I don't know. It's a fun debate, man. I like this. I wasn't planning on doing this.
I mean, you're gonna keep the Niners are gonna keep both quarterbacks. It's just that if a team makes them an offer, so you guys are saying that what everybody out there is saying that there's no offer that would make you trade Trey Lance.
There is an offer. Yeah, for me, there is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, for the Niners, there's an offer too. Listen, they don't want to trade Trey Lance.
But
if if a general manager comes and makes this crazy offer,
2 firsts, something like that.
it would be silly. And I mean, it's got to be crazy because remember, the Niners control it, right? They don't want to trade him, so they're going to be like, "Oh, you want Trey?" Because what team wouldn't want a kid with all this potential on his rookie contract with 2 years left on his contract?
Yeah,
what team
I take
wouldn't want
firsts. 2 firsts, I would do it if one of the first was top 15. Like a first this year, first next year, I would do that.
So that's what I'm just trying to be realistic about the situation opposed to having my emotions stuck in it. Because whenever I use my emotions, I get hurt. And so, like, God forbid, I'm like, no, we're not traded. And all of a sudden, Trey is getting all ready. He's all pumped up. Next thing you know, he's on a flight to a different team. And I'm like, dang, why he do us like that? Then everybody's going to hate him. And it ain't his fault.
Look at Bobo. Look what Bobo said. Thank you for the super chat. He says the main priority is re-sign Josh Johnson.
Now, he didn't say re-sign. He said resign. So
yeah.
I'm sorry that I'm a teacher, but if you want us to re-sign him, I know you're being funny, Bobo. You got to put that hyphen in there. So we're going to resign Josh Johnson. I don't think he should be back ever.
He says, just kidding. Just kidding. I love it.
Love
Taz says, draft a quarterback, sign a veteran, need a high pick for tackle or center. Yeah. I mean, I'm with those. And Sin, as John Lynch has said, he will listen to offers on all players. And I think all good, GMs will do that. And I like that. Coach Cruz says, we saw the Eagles without Hurts. Too many of our recent seasons have ended because of injuries at quarterback. Man, that trade for Trey isn't going anywhere. So let's say he backs up Brock Purdy this year and somehow Brock Purdy stays healthy. You can still trade Trey next year. You got him for a minute. So I don't know.
It's a good
I love
situation for the 49ers to be in.
Yeah. People are upset with you on the Kirk Cousins comment.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like I know people don't like Kirk Cousins. I
do not.
And I understand. I don't like him either. But damn, can you imagine Kirk Cousins on this offense?
He's got amazing offense, though. He's got an amazing.
He doesn't have the amazing coaching, and he doesn't have the amazing defense. And I'm sorry if you back Kirk Cousins up with all of that, and then he don't win, then you can hate the hell out of him. But
yeah,
he came here to the Niners. Yo, I can't imagine we probably have a couple of Super Bowls. I don't like him either, but it is what it is.
I like it. I wasn't planning on doing this conversation.
Hey, man, it's the way the show works, man. That's how we do it.
But I love it. It's you guys. You guys are great. I keep seeing Clowney brought up. I've seen him brought up a few times. Zero interest. Do not want that guy anywhere near this organization. That dude, it literally is a clown. Walked away from his team because they couldn't make the playoffs and refused to play. Do not want anything to do with Jadeveon Clowney at all. Like, I literally would not take him on a veteran minimum deal. Not a culture fit, not anything I want around this locker room personally. That's just my take.
I'm with you, John. I know Mo's feels like that's the free agent we should go because he has the higher upside. He is
No, he
a guy
doesn't.
that can get to the quarterback. But if things aren't going right, you already know what you're getting with Clowney, and I don't think you want to bring that in. So let's talk about the edge rushing position because that's another position that we're going to have to address because it's Nick Bosa and then it's like Drake
Nobody.
Jackson.
Yeah. Everybody else, I mean, Kerry Hyder, free agent. You
Free
got
agent.
Omenihu, free
Free
agent. You
agent.
got Abacom,
Free
free agent.
agent.
You got Jordan Willis, free agent.
Free agent. So the once strong room where we were supposed to, we had all this depth and all this type of stuff. Those guys are going to get contracts elsewhere. Now, if I had to bring one of those guys back, it's going to be Omenihu or Jordan Willis. I feel like those would be the two. And the reason why I wouldn't bring Kerry Hyder back is because they want him to play that dual role, and I think that messed him up.
Yeah, they put him at tackle. He was getting snaps at nose tackle in the NFC Championship game, and I'm just like, this dude is a defensive end.
I think
like,
that messed him up, bro. Like not messed him up, but like it changed his production of being a dominant football player. And if I'm Kerry Hyder, yeah, I got these reps in here, but I'm not as young as these other guys. I put me at the edge so I could go get this quarterback.
Yep. And we've seen him be productive there. The one thing I will say about Kerry Hyder is he's a vet minimum deal, and he's only had success with Kusarek. So I think he wants to come back. So I think he's one of those guys you can get back on a super, super cheap deal. Whereas Jordan Willis probably going to cost an extra $3 or $4 million per year. Omenihu probably more. Ebukam way more. So like if you're trying to go cheap, I think that's there. But you brought up free agents. Listen to these defensive end free agents that are available.
I already know who I want, but you go ahead and give me the list.
I'm just going to read a quick list of names. Then I want to hear your take. Robert Quinn, Brandon Graham, Yannick Ngakoue, Clowney, hell no. Matt Ioannidis, that one is circled on my list. Ashawn Robinson, Larry Ogunjobi, Cleveland Farrell, Sebson Ebicom, Dwayne Smoot, Jordan Phillips, Arden Key, Justin Houston, Davenport. There are so many. So Dante Fowler Jr. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think I know Marcus Davenport has been dealing with some injuries as of lately, but he's one of the best pass rushers on this list. And I know a lot of people don't like Ngakoue. I mean, but bring him to Chris Kusarek, bro.
Yeah.
He's 25, 26.
Ngakoue?
Yeah. He's not 30, right?
He's 27.
He's 27. So bring him to Chris Kusarek, yo. Let this guy revive his career. Hey, we did it with Arden Key, and look what Arden Key did. You know what I'm saying? And now Arden Key is about to be a free agent that's about to get paid some bread. And I think Jacksonville's going to pay him because he was the difference.
Yeah, he was. I want him to come back, man. I do, but I don't want to pay him. Look at Sonia, man. This girl's incredible. She says, you guys need a whole keep trade bench show.
Let's do that Friday, John.
Dude, I love that. Dude, there you go, Sonia. You got to tune into Wayne's channel now. And that's going to be your show. So we're going to give you a shout out. You better be there with us Friday.
Yes. Same time. Well, earlier. But yeah.
Man, if we did get this is what I like. Here we go. If we did get your guy, oh gosh, his name just Marcus Davenport, we would have not one, but not two, but three UTSA Roadrunners on the 49ers.
How cool would that be?
Hey, man, go get them. Beep, beep. Now, before we get out of here, you brought up wordplay earlier. It's Valentine's Day.
Yes, it is. Happy Valentine's Days to everybody's out there.
Yes, and I will say this. If you are one of the lucky few that has a loved one or whatever, or multiple loved ones, who knows, congratulations. A lot of people, holidays are a tough time. So if you know people that perhaps don't have a Valentine's, whether it's aunt, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins, friends, whatever, reach out, say what's up. It's always good to extend a kind word. Holidays aren't always the best for people that don't have. So please share that, I don't know, welcoming. I'm wearing my homage candlestick t-shirt.
I like it.
Showing my love for the old school. So here's my question to you. What's up?
Where can they get the homage t-shirts?
Oh, yeah, there we go. It's in the description of this. Just click the link there. We did have a promo code, but it got leaked on some coupon sites. And so now the doesn't work anymore, sadly.
I didn't know that could happen. That's crazy.
Yeah, it happened. So there we go. Appreciate that, guys. But anyway, yeah, homage. Check them out for all of your stuff. The link in this description is there. I wear like almost all their clothes because it's comfortable. Now, my question to you, Wayne.
Okay.
All right. I need to know who is your love on the 49ers roster. Which player just brings you happiness whenever you think about them on the 49ers roster currently?
Oh man, that's
Mine's Dre Greenlaw. I just Dre Greenlaw just warms my heart. The violence, the anger, the consistency. Dre Greenlaw brings me happiness on the inside.
Yeah, that's a tough question because there's so many. I have multiple personalities, and so I need at least 13 players to answer this question because they fit me in my 13 multiple personalities. But if I had to pick one, um, I'm a well, man, I'm a dog. Like I'm angry. I like violence too. I like George Kittle, man. And I think what I've saw from George Kittle this season and the immediate off season, I am excited to watch George Kittle play for the 49ers next year because league get ready.
Like that a lot. I pop up, jump up, and throw music in my ear. We got Ayuk and Winner, Warner. We got Trent Williams, Drake Greenlaw. I love all the people throwing up there. The player on the roster that they buy into. And here I got one more question for you, Wade. This one, who is a heartthrob on the rise? Somebody that perhaps isn't getting the playing time that they deserve, but you know the future is crazy, crazy bright, right? So who is a player? I'll go mine. Quantrez Knight. I've been singing this dude's praises nonstop. He won one of the practice squad players of the year, undrafted free agent out of UCLA. I really, really like this kid long term. That's one that stands out to me. So a player on this roster that
You
perhaps
know who I'm going with, baby. Yeah, man. It's
consistency.
Jason Poe, man. Listen, Jason Poe is defying all odds, and he
There
can
we go.
probably play at least 6 positions. You want to talk about versatile? I can't wait to see how he's utilized in the San Francisco 49ers organization. Like, how are they going to use this kid? This kid, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah, there we go. We got lots of
Coach
Jason Poe.
Cruz, let's go.
I know, I love it, man. Coach Cruz the best. Leanne says Jordan Mason.
I ain't mad.
Oh, Huff. I don't think Huff fits anymore.
Yeah,
That's just an all pro.
he's the all pro now. So it used to be Huff. Last year it was Huff.
Used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, Kalia Davis. That's a
I
good
like
one.
that. So Kalia Davis love.
Troy says Kittle talks too much. I disagree. I 100% disagree.
Well, even
Kittle
if
is
he
the
did though, but that's him, right? And so
yeah,
like
be you.
sometimes like, all right, so let me ask you this question because Kittle does talk a lot. You might disagree, but he does.
Oh, yeah, he does.
But it's like
Nonstop.
it's the right trash talk. It's like
I
it's
don't
the
mind it.
right talk, right? Because you know who talks a lot, and I wouldn't mind if the 49ers brought him in on a 1-year deal. Brandon Graham. I know he's
Yeah, I
30,
like Brandon Graham.
he'll be 31, but listen, he can still get to the quarterback. Had double digits in sacks too. I just want to put that out there because people said he falling off. Now the old man can still play.
Oh, what's up, Vincent? V Money says
Big
Danny
money.
Gray. Let me say this about Danny Gray. And if you follow our breakdowns on special teams, Danny Gray absolutely crushed it the second half of the season in special teams. Crushed it. He was the gunner on the punt team.
Mhm.
Unbelievable. The dude translates. We just got to find, and this is, whatever. I don't want to jump down this tangent, but we need the deep game for Danny Gray to have a role.
You're
We'll
only
see.
gonna get that deep game
Yeah.
with Trey Lance, bro.
Marcelino, we got some good ones in here. I love it. But man, this has been a very, very fun conversation. Wayne, it's always a blast, man. It's been too long. You're incredible. And Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern, 8.
Yeah, don't forget to tell Sonya to like remind her. I want to do what she said. We'll do the bench trade, sit, squat, whatever show. Like
you messed up 2 out of 3 words, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Now I got to say this too. I got an email saying, "Hey, can you adjust the volume on the outro? It blows up my headphones every single time." I didn't know that. And so I went back and changed the audio. If there's stuff that takes place on the show, you guys are the quality control. This show is for y'all. We are here for you. And if there's something that we're doing that pisses you off or whatever, you think it could be better, please do not hesitate. 49ers Rush Podcast at gmail.com or Twitter at JL_Chapman or Wayne. Just type in Wayne Breezy. He's like the most popular guy on every single platform. How do you do all that stuff, man? Like anytime I open up Instagram, you're the first one I see. Twitter, first one I see. Always, man.
Hey, I don't know. I just keep posting, man. I don't know. I just keep posting, but that I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you guys out there.
Working. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. What was it?
Bench, trade, keep.
I like what you said whenever it was like squat, trade.
Shake, let him go. That's where I'm going with this.
Oh, I love it, man. Well, thank you guys, and thank you, Wade. And until next time, stay strong, faithful.